how people control you without you even realizing that in the first place. Did it ever happen to you that you felt anxious when you received a text? Somehow a compliment made your whole day. The moment somebody told you something, you became extremely defensive. That's not coincidental. That's because that person has emotional influence over you without you even realizing it. When influence becomes intentional, it also becomes manipulation. So, in today's video, I will tell you what manipulation is all about, how you can instantly spot it. People always control you psychologically, and that's exactly when manipulation starts to work. So, let's get started. First of all, I want you to understand that control always starts with the emotions. Nobody ever controls you physically. A person always controls you emotionally. If somebody can trigger an insecurity of yours, make you feel jealous, make you crave their validation, or even make you feel guilty, it can also influence your behavior. And this is the foundation of manipulation. Basically, what I have described is all things that a person makes to trigger you in some sort of way, whether that's negative or positive. Manipulation isn't only when a person triggers you, it can also be when, after what they say to you, you feel extremely happy, extremely proud. That's also manipulation at the same time. 48 Laws of Power, which I personally read by Robert Greene, I can only recommend. Power is described as something that is invisible. It's not that you can see physically that the person has power over you. Power that is described there is very subtle and psychological, not direct or obvious at all. Sometimes a person can seem powerful without them even having power. Let me explain. So imagine you and your friends all go out, and in theory, you guys all have an equal power over each other, but somehow there's this one person who can control the dynamic, who can make people shift towards them and shift against somebody else. That means that this person in your guys' friend group has the power over other people because they control how other people move. And this is also what power is all about. A lot of people can spot manipulators because they confuse manipulation for chemistry. One of the most known manipulation techniques is when a person is giving you hot and cold behavior. One day they're creating closeness with you. They make you feel as if you're the love of their life. They want to get married with you and have kids with you, but suddenly the next day they completely withdraw attention. And if you don't know this manipulation technique, you will be extremely hooked in and you will become attached to the person, because what you will start to crave is the stability from them, is the validation from them. So do not mistake intensity for chemistry. Because what a person does is manipulate you so that you can feel all types of emotions from very high to very low. They give you attention, they create the closeness with you, which also makes you internally to establish trust with them. You start opening up to them, and suddenly they withdraw their attention little by little, or even direct the next day. And this is exactly what makes your brain seek closure and stability. And this is also the moment where you start to chase for their approval. Manipulative people play on that unpredictability that they are aware will fully create that attachment. So your nervous system ends up becoming hooked on the highs and the lows. And if you find yourself in a position where somebody controls you and makes you feel all range of emotions all at once, that's when you know that you are dealing with a manipulator. So get him out. If a person doesn't play the famous manipulation tactics on you, hot and cold behavior, telling you one thing but doing another thing the next day, somebody can also try to manipulate you by provoking you. Because if a person can provoke you, that also directly means that they control you. How do they do it? They do that by saying something that might be slightly disrespectful, test your boundaries. They bring up a sensitive topic that you wouldn't really want to talk about, and they joke on your insecurities. And why do they do all that? to get a reaction out of you. And the moment they get a reaction out of you, they understand that they have you wrapped around their little finger and that they control you because your reaction equals their power. When they test you and you start to defend yourself emotionally, you start to over explaining yourself, or you're trying to prove your worth in some sort of way, they understand that they can move you. And if they can move you emotionally, that also means that they can steer you up and make you feel some type of way. So watch out for what people do to you, what people tell you, because most of the times they try to get a reaction out of you. And the moment you don't give them the reaction that you hoped for, suddenly they become unsatisfied. Let's be honest, no person likes if a person doesn't feel any type of way towards them or towards what they have to say. When people hook you emotionally, when they can bring you on an emotional roller coaster, that's exactly how people try to manipulate you in different ways. And even if you start to dislike the person, it's a win for them because being disliked by someone you can overcome because it's an emotion that they created, they instilled in you, but cannot overcome indifference. Because when a person feels nothing towards you, they don't feel cold nor hot, you can't do anything about it. That's why I also always say when a person feels some type of way towards you, it's a win, baby. It's always a win. Person can manipulate you not only by making it evident through those manipulation technique that I mentioned, but a manipulative person can also be very strategic. What do I mean by that? They will let you speak. They will not only know you, they will analyze you, they will study you, they will study your behavior, how you move, learn your pain points, notice your weaknesses, notice exactly what triggers you, study your reactions. And you know what that means? That means that they are ahead of the game. They are 10 steps ahead of you. And if they are ahead of you, that easily means be able to control you. Somebody to be able to manipulate you intentionally, they must be fully aware of you and study your behavior on the inside out. And once they do that, they're a very dangerous person to deal with. So whenever you get this uncomfortable feeling inside that this person isn't really authentic, that they are trying to get a personal gain out of you, that they're trying to seek control of you and have the upper hand, your guys' dynamic, that's your intuition telling you to run because that person is extremely calculated. It's much more dangerous to deal with a manipulator who is 10 steps ahead than somebody who just knows the normal manipulation techniques that you can easily spot if you ever dealt with a manipulative person. Start to pay attention how people make you feel. The moment a person is taking you on an emotional roller coaster where they make you feel any type of emotions in the world, whether that's happiness, sadness, frustration, these people will create dependency. That basically means that you will start to be dependent on them because one day you feel super happy when you met them, but suddenly the next day you feel super sad. So you feel extremely happy the other day, but then the next day they say something that makes you feel insecure or they just seem off. You immediately start to wonder, oh my God, did I do something wrong? What happened? You should know that you're being emotionally manipulated because what you're thinking about is not, oh my God, they are a manipulator, so let me get out of this manipulation dynamic. You think to yourself, what do I need to do so that the person comes back to how they were before? When they validated me, when they made me happy, because now they make me feel insecure, they made me feel like shit, and all the other trashy emotions. That shift alone means that they are controlling your mental space. Control does not come by shouting. Controls come when the person starts to occupy your thoughts. Always remember that. The most important part that you need to understand about manipulation is that what people do to you is not personal. Everyone takes it extremely personal when a person treats them shitty, doesn't come correct from the beginning, but it has nothing to do with you and it has everything to do with them. Why do you think they do that? They have unresolved problems from the past, whether that was with their parents, whether that was with their exes, whether that was with people who try to manipulate them. It always comes from the inside of you. Your job is not trying to fix them, trying to stop to manipulate you. Your job is to spot manipulation from the very beginning, before you are even involved with such a person, before they can even make you invested, before you become the victim of their manipulation techniques. Only losers are controlled. So let me tell you the rules that you should watch out for. Whenever a person tries to trigger you, always observe them and think to yourself, let me control my reaction. Let me, in fact, not show any reaction. Let me not speak on that, because I understand that what the person wants from me is to say, to feed them with the illusion of the power that they think they're having. Control your reactions. Pause before you respond to anything or anyone. Don't reward disrespect with giving the person more of your attention. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. Judge the pattern of the person and not the words. Not, oh, I am going to do this tomorrow. Oh, you will see next week we will go there. And most importantly, take distance the moment you feel confused. When you remove yourself out of a person's life that is trying to manipulate you, the moment the person tries to come back into your life, you will see a crystal clear picture of what they were trying to do the whole time. Because let's be honest, we're all emotional creatures. So when you're involved with a person in the moment, you might not even realize that they have you wrapped around the finger. Only when you remove yourself, only when you understand, holy fuck, on with me, I need to take a step back, that's when it suddenly hits you. Shit, they are not the love of my life. They're just wanting to have control over me and my emotions. So, the most powerful response to manipulation is simply neutrality. When somebody cannot trigger you, that also means they cannot control you. And if they cannot control you, the game ends automatically. That being said, you can't stop people from trying to influence you. You can stop them from controlling you. You can never control other people around you, but you can always control your reactions to different people and what they have to say to you. Always remember, the person that controls your emotions, if you don't control your own emotions, is always the person who will have psychological power over you. And then you will find yourself in a very, very dangerous loop. If you like this video, if you learned something new, if you just got more awareness, feel free to put a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. So yeah, I was learning you all these manipulation techniques and tricks for you to finally be able to get rid of all the manipulative people out there. Bye.